Sy Ari Da Kid. First name Sy, middle name Ari. That's my actual government name. Also known as the Heartbreak Kid himself. Born in the Bronx, raised in Atlanta. Northside Atlanta representative, Cobb County to the death of me. Marietta, stand up. Started with doing music. My brother was like kind of heavy on the Wu-Tang Clan, and I wanted to do pretty much whatever my brother did, so he wanted to be like the RZA. He had all the Wu-Tang albums, like from Wu-Tang Forever all the way to the Swarm, you know, Killer Bees, Ghostface, Shaheem, Master Killer, everybody. So just me following that kind of trend of what my brother and my cousin was doing, rapping and freestyling. I started to rap from there. Then I started to learn how to produce. My dad had a keyboard, and I kind of started playing on and learning how to play and produce a little bit at a very cheap, terrible beat-making level. And of course, you know, you put 10,000 hours into something, you know, you begin to master it. So that's how I'm here today. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have like any musical background. Nobody in my family who did music. I didn't walk into the game with any musical mentors. So no, like I had to really learn it. And I love my process because I had to really learn it day for day. I had no handouts. You know, I had no investors. I had no, you know, nobody above me to say, hey, this is how I did it. You know, I had to meet everybody step by step. From studio to being outside networking, I had to really learn how to be media trained, speak to people, you know, shake hands, look people in the eye, and consistently do good business. And that's what I got known for. I was always known for being a good salesman and knowing how to speak, you know. One of the luxuries we have in life is you have the choice to choose who you want around you. That's a mistake a lot of us make, right? So it's like, I used to get so upset at the people that I had around me once I started realizing that they weren't working as hard as me, and they weren't as passionate as me, and they weren't as authentic and loyal as me. And then I stopped getting upset with them, and I got upset with myself, and I said, I chose these people. And not only do I have the opportunity I had the opportunity to choose them, but I also have the opportunity to let them go and start over. So if it was anything I wish I could have did earlier was had a better eye of people that are similar to me, at least work ethic wise. Not saying that everything that I did was right, but as far as having a goal and accomplishing it, I always mastered that, and I didn't have people around me like that, and that kind of held me back for some years. But like I said, I learned a lot of things the hard way, but it also was a good thing because I'm able to mentor people and also see the type of people that the next person doesn't need to be around early and say, hey, these guys are not for you. So I think it put me in more of a state to mentor people and lead for the next people up to come, you know? The biggest thing to that is that's a key question because people struggle with this, but for me, family is first. Music is only a tool to be able to make what I need to feed my family. Music was a gift from God, and I used that gift from God to fuel for my family. So, you know, you got to really pick it in the pocket. You know, you got to prioritize certain things and pick a certain amount of people that you want to have in your life. You can't have so many people. And also, the people in your life have to also have that same love and unconditional love for you as well, so that when you falling and stumbling, you know, they pick you up. So that was very, very key for me. And also with music, you know, I limited my habits. I find out what your habits are first, and then admit that you have them. That's a lot of people say, oh, nah, you know, I mean, I do this, but, you know, it don't really affect me. Well, if it does, you need to know what it does. And you also need to figure out how can you channel it into your gift? How can I make this habit or vice, you know, benefit me in what I do on a day-to-day basis, not necessarily hold me back? You know, so I think that's one of the things that I learned to do was, you know, I love to be around girls, so I had to figure out not necessarily take them on dates all day and date multiple women, but, you know, start learning, oh man, women are really smart. Women are very attention to detail. Women are very sensitive. So I started learning, like I use candles a lot now. Women told me that. Or, you know, being very clean. My mom taught me to be clean, it will help your vibe. And I started noticing the cleaner my area was, the more clear my mind was. So just things like that I think can help people as they're trying to balance everything. Prioritize what you have, limit the amount of extra stuff you have around you, and know what your habits are and limit those and master those. I use this term, I'm not really an industry person, and I say that in the sense of as the game goes and technology goes, there are a lot of trends that go. Now, I'm not against like challenges on the internet or, you know, a lot of clout chasing things, you know, aiming for things that go viral. For me, I like to make it strictly about my craft, my music, motivation, and talking to the youth. So that's just me. But some other people, they go different ways. I think what's key nowadays is I think everybody should be exactly who you are and find out ways to capitalize it in the timing of it through social media, through certain things. And also, there may be things that you don't like, that you aren't comfortable with. That may be the thing that makes you successful. Because necessarily doing something that makes you comfortable isn't always going to be the thing to make you work. Pressure makes diamonds. So sometimes you may have to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation in order to succeed. So it's not always necessarily about what I like. I've progressed a lot from finding out what I don't like. Like, I don't like being at clubs, I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I surround myself by those things because those are the areas where everybody wants to be, and I get to socialize in those areas. But even in those areas, I'm the most focused because I'm not under the influence of anything. So, people just have to pay attention to what people love. I always use this analogy, as you make it and you start succeeding, you start to lose touch of the average consumer and the person. So I like to go to the club and retouch the people, but it's not necessarily when I'm in the section and the people that get into the VIP line and valet. No, it's the people that wait outside. It's the people that go to the bar to get a drink, not buy a bottle, but get a shot. It's the people that are on the dance floor and looking at us in the VIP section. Those are the people we study because that's the majority rules. Those are the average consumers that will actually tell you, this is what we like, this is what we want to dance to, this is what we're wearing. And keep your eye on the kids, the average consumers, and the women, and they'll tell you exactly what's going on. It's everything. One, somebody from yesterday could be who you are tomorrow and pass you the next day. So networking is very important. That's why I like to be outside, wear my brand. I'm wearing my brand right now. Sy Ari, a lot of people may recognize me. Some people may not. But showing face and, your body is you're a billboard. The more and more you go out, the more and more you can network and keep up with your business. To me, is super important with networking. And networking happen. Now, some people, they don't they're not well spoken, or they have anxiety. They suffer from being around crowds of people. But luckily for them, there's social media. There's so many ways to find out how to be active. With today, there's no excuse these days. I feel like even the people that people would call weirdos, which I think is a BS word. I hate that word because it's what people call you when they don't understand you, right? So I think that there's so many tools to actively. I think people need to network in some way. I was with a homegirl here, and she's with me, very pretty lady. Somebody recognized me. I'm taking a picture, so a guy saw her and was hollering at her. Me, I'm very secure. I'm like, but I saw her shut him down. But she's looking to start. She wants to be a stylist. She's looking to jump into it. And I said, that's the first mistake that you made. You don't have to give him your number. You don't have to blow a kiss at him. But what you should have did was give him your social media so that even though you don't want to go on a date with him, he can see what you got going on later on, and you can utilize that. Even if he's not interested, it could end up being that later. You have to know how to network. You have to know how to turn a negative into a positive. You know what I'm saying? So I think people have to learn how to do that. I have a very strong relationship with TuneCore. I've made countless amount of dollars. I've put countless amount of artists on it, helped them about it. I know the whole system. I promote it. I've said TuneCore on songs. I've done an exclusive interview with John Cena at TuneCore. When they asked me to do it, I've done a panel. I've met the chairman. You know what I'm saying? I've also mentioned him on Sway in the Morning to get it to other artists. So I really love TuneCore. I love everything that it represents. I love how easy of a tool it is. And I love how every time I go to the site, every couple of months, there's something new on there to benefit the artists. And they're always improving the site and staying, up to date. And actually, I think I have a picture on there, actually. I think my photo's on the site, actually, too. So me and TuneCore are going to do business for a very, very long time. I got about 4 accounts. And the artists that I work with, I make sure that they go there as well, Shout out to TuneCore. Anybody that's pushing the game forward with distribution, it's a blessing what's going on. Tour coming in December, on tour with Eric Bellinger. Shout out to my boy Eric Bellinger. Album coming out December 6th. My Last Heartbreak album is coming out in March. Two Sides of a Story is out now. After the Heartbreak is out now. Stream it. Follow me on social media. SYARIDAKID. I'm verified on all platforms. DM me if you have any questions. Holla at me when you see me in the street, man. We out here, baby. We outside every day.